In 2025, choosing a smartphone feels almost like playing on hard mode. There's the iPhone 17, Galaxy S25, Xiaomi 15T Pro, OnePlus 13, Motorola Edge 50 Ultra, Pixel 10 Pro, POCO F7 Ultra, realme GT7 Pro, and REDMAGIC 10 Pro, all promising high-performance, top-tier cameras and batteries that last all day. The question is no longer whether a phone is good, but which one actually makes sense for you. Today, I'm going to show you my top 9 smartphones that truly stand out in 2025, explaining who each one is best suited for, from the hardcore gamer to those who want a powerful camera, a massive display, or a tank-like battery. Before we start this ranking, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It really helps me keep bringing you this kind of content. Also, drop a comment below telling me which phone you prefer, or which one you're using right now and how your experience has been. That kind of feedback helps a lot of people who are still deciding. And of course, all the Amazon links for these models are listed in the video description, so you can check updated prices and promotions as you watch and take your time deciding which one makes the most sense for your budget. If what you value most is maximum fluidity, video quality, and full integration with Apple's ecosystem, then within this top 9, the iPhone 17, priced around $1,299, remains the most logical choice for general use in 2025. It comes equipped with the new A19 chip, featuring a 6-core CPU, 5-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine with hardware-based ray tracing. In practice, this means that heavy games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball run incredibly smoothly, with high graphics, clean textures, and stable frame rates. During long sessions, it does warm up slightly, as any flagship would, but performance remains steady. Day to day, switching between apps, browsing, using social media, maps, or banking apps, it feels instant and highly responsive. The display is one of its strongest points. The iPhone 17 features a 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR OLED panel with a resolution of 2622 by 1206 pixels, about 460 pixels per inch, a ProMotion refresh rate of up to 120 Hz, a 2000:1000.1 contrast ratio, True Tone, and brightness that can reach 2000 nits outdoors. In practical terms, that means movies and series on streaming apps look vibrant, with deep blacks and outstanding clarity whether you're watching in a dark room or a bright environment. For football matches, and especially for the upcoming World Cup, the movement on screen is fluid. The ball glides across the field without trails, and you can clearly see the texture of the grass, the uniforms, and the crowd. On YouTube, 4K videos, highlights, and tech reviews look incredibly crisp, and the high brightness helps a lot if you often watch outdoors or on the go. In terms of size and feel, the iPhone 17 is relatively compact compared to the giant Androids out there. It's 3-inch screen, slim bezels, and 177-gram weight make it comfortable for smaller hands. You can reach most of the display without awkward stretching. For larger hands, it's still very pleasant to hold, wide enough to type accurately or game comfortably without feeling like a brick. It's thin, under 8 millimeters, and the narrow frame makes it easy to slip into a pocket or grab quickly. The touch sensitivity is excellent, and since the display is flat, you'll hardly ever deal with accidental edge touches. When it comes to durability, it's IP68 certified, meaning it resists water and dust within current flagship standards. It's not meant to replace a GoPro at the pool, but it offers solid protection against rain, splashes, and small spills. The camera system is another area where the iPhone 17 stands out. It features 48-megapixel fusion cameras, including a main lens, a 2x optical quality telephoto, and an ultra-wide, capable of shooting at both 24 and 48 megapixels. The result? Detailed images with excellent dynamic range and Apple's signature color balance. For travel, city shots, food, portraits, or pets, you can post straight to Instagram or WhatsApp without editing. At night, Apple's processing power takes over. Photonic Engine, Deep Fusion, and Smart HDR5 manage to keep skin texture natural, retain street lighting, and reduce noise impressively well. For video, it remains the industry benchmark. The iPhone 17 records in Dolby Vision 4K up to 60 frames per second, offers cinematic mode in 4K at 30 frames, an action mode for high motion scenes, slow motion in 1080p at 120 or 240 frames, and even spatial video in 1080p at 30 frames. For content creators making Reels, TikToks, Shorts, or YouTube videos, it provides excellent stabilization, quick focus, and consistent colors in virtually any lighting condition. The 18-megapixel front camera with center stage delivers sharp selfies and high-quality video calls with autofocus. Battery life is also strong. Apple claims up to 30 hours of video playback and 27 hours of streaming, which in real-world use translates to a full day of social media, browsing, video, and some gaming, ending the day with charge left. Heavy 4K recording or gaming might require a top-up by evening, but overall endurance is reliable. With a proper fast charger, it can recover roughly half the battery in about 30 minutes, perfect for busy routines. In terms of stability, my own testing over 5 days found no major bugs or crashes. The system is smooth, animations fluid, and all main apps work as expected. Some users have reported occasional optimization issues in niche apps or delays in specific updates, which can happen in Apple's closed ecosystem, but I didn't experience any of that directly. In short, the iPhone 17 is the ideal choice for anyone seeking top-tier fluidity, an excellent display for entertainment and sports, reliable cameras for photo and video, solid battery life, and a size that fits comfortably in any hand. If you're already in the Apple world or planning to join, it's easily one of the most complete general-use smartphones you can buy today. Among the Androids on this list, the Galaxy S25, priced around $760, is the most balanced flagship for those who want power, great cameras, and a compact size, without carrying around a pocket tablet. It's designed for users who want top performance, strong photography, a smaller footprint than most flagships, and the full Samsung One UI and Galaxy AI experience. On paper, it ships with Android 15, a Snapdragon processor running up to 47 GHz, 12 GB of RAM, and 256 GB of storage. In real-world terms, that means demanding games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and a football run with high graphics settings, strong frame rates, and excellent stability for a device this size. You can game for long sessions without stutter, and the combination of high RAM and a strong chip helps a lot when you switch between gaming, Discord, web browsing, and social media. The display is a 6.2-inch AMOLED panel with full HD Plus resolution, 2340 by 1080, a 418 ppi density, and a 120 Hz refresh rate. It's smaller than the iPhone 17's display and much smaller than most large Androids. But that comes with clear benefits. For streaming apps, you get vivid colors, high contrast, and deep blacks with excellent sharpness for this screen size. For watching football, especially during the next World Cup, motion is smooth, the camera pans cleanly, and the field looks sharp and detailed. On YouTube, whether for reviews, analysis, or 4K content, the experience feels crisp, with sharp text and no noticeable aliasing. When it comes to size and ergonomics, the Galaxy S25 is one of the few modern flagships that can still be called compact. With 6.2 inches, roughly 14.7 centimeters tall, 7 centimeters wide, and 162 grams, it's ideal for smaller hands or anyone who dislikes oversized phones. It's much easier to use one-handed compared to most of its rivals, letting you reach across the screen without stretching. For larger hands, it's extremely comfortable. You get full control, can grip it securely, and type quickly without accidental edge touches. The flat display and minimal bezels help prevent mistaps, keeping navigation precise. In terms of durability, it's water-resistant to flagship standards and supports fast charging, wireless charging, 5G, NFC, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and USB Type-C. Altogether, it's a well-rounded package for anyone who wants a phone that can last for years. The camera system includes 3 rear sensors, 50, 12, and 10 megapixels, and a 12 megapixel front camera. In practice, this gives the S25 plenty of flexibility, a strong main shooter, an ultra-wide for landscapes and tight spaces, and a telephoto for optical zoom. In daylight, photos come out sharp, colorful, and well-balanced, typical Samsung style, ready to post straight to Instagram or WhatsApp. At night, the night mode performs well, capturing illuminated streets, concerts, bars, and interiors with controlled noise and solid light balance. The front camera is excellent for selfies, video calls, and stories, with fast focus and good detail. For video, the Galaxy S25 can record in 8K with additional 4K and high frame rate options. It also brings a long list of creative shooting modes: photo, video, portrait, pro video, portrait video, night, food, panorama, slow motion, hyperlapse, director's view, single take, and AR zone. For content creators making reels, TikToks, shorts, or vlogs, this flexibility means you can adjust exposure, focus, and effects directly on the phone for more creative control. The battery is listed at around 4,900 mAh, with a nominal capacity near 4,000. But what really matters is its real-world performance. In daily use, social media, messaging, photos, YouTube, a bit of streaming, and gaming, it comfortably lasts a full day for most users. Heavy gamers or frequent 4K video shooters might need a quick recharge by evening, but the balance between compact size and battery life is excellent. As for stability and performance, I used the Galaxy S25 for 5 consecutive days and personally found no serious bugs or system issues. The One UI animations are smooth, all major apps work properly, and I didn't experience constant freezing. Some long-term users have mentioned small stutters, slightly higher battery use after updates, or occasional camera lag. But these are long-term reports after months of usage, not something I noticed directly in testing. Like with any Android flagship, software updates can slightly change performance over time. In summary, the Galaxy S25 is the perfect flagship for anyone wanting a powerful Android with an excellent display, compact size, strong cameras, Samsung's advanced software tools, and consistent performance, whether for gaming, work, movies, sports, or social media, without jumping to the oversized models. If your goal is to have a large Android phone with a premium design and a Leica-powered camera system for both photos and video, the XIAOMI 15T Pro, priced around $899, is the true powerhouse on this list. It runs HyperOS, powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 processor, with 12 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. In real-world terms, this setup means demanding titles like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball run with high graphics settings, excellent FPS stability, and plenty of room for multitasking. Even when you're switching between gaming, Discord, YouTube, and multiple social apps, the phone stays snappy, with no sense of being pushed to the limit. The display is one of its biggest strengths. It features a 83-inch AMOLED panel with a high resolution of roughly 2816 by 1500, a refresh rate up to 144 Hz, and that deep, vibrant contrast typical of OLED screens. Watching movies and series on streaming platforms feels sharp, colorful, and immersive, with enough brightness to stay visible both indoors and outdoors. For sports fans, especially those planning to watch the World Cup, the combination of a high resolution and fast refresh rate makes every camera pan look smoother, eliminating that motion blur effect on the ball and keeping field details crisp. On YouTube, whether you're watching 4K reviews, tech analysis, or highlight reels, the sharpness is outstanding for a smartphone screen. In terms of size and handling, the 15T Pro is undeniably a large phone. That 83-inch screen gives it a full, commanding feel in your hand. For users with large hands or thicker fingers, it's excellent. There's plenty of space to type comfortably, game with precise touch control, and browse freely without feeling cramped. For smaller hands though, it's a true two-handed phone. Perfectly usable but more comfortable when supported on a table, lap, or couch. It's not designed for single-handed use all the time, but in return, you get an expansive canvas for entertainment, reading, and productivity. The camera system is where the 15T Pro really flexes its Leica partnership. It's equipped with a 50-megapixel main sensor and a 5x optical zoom telephoto lens, complemented by ultra-wide and auxiliary sensors. In daylight, it captures impressive levels of detail and contrast, producing vivid, premium-looking shots with Leica's signature tone. For travel, architecture, cityscapes, or portraits, images come out ready to post, requiring little to no editing. At night, Xiaomi's image processing does an excellent job controlling noise and preserving lighting from street lamps, signs, and storefronts, while maintaining realistic skin texture and shadow detail. The 5x zoom is particularly useful for concerts, landmarks, or distant scenes, offering real optical sharpness without relying on digital zoom. For video, it keeps up with its premium positioning. Stabilization is strong, clarity is high, and it supports multiple frame rate options. Great for capturing smooth, cinematic shots or slow-motion clips. For Reels, TikToks, Shorts, and Vlogs, footage looks professional, especially under good lighting. The front camera also produces sharp selfies with accurate depth effects in portrait mode and works perfectly for video calls and social content. The battery is another standout. Its 5,500 mAh capacity provides solid endurance. With mixed use, social media, messaging, browsing, a few hours of video streaming and moderate gaming, it comfortably lasts a full day. Heavy gamers or those who record lots of high-resolution video might need a top-up by night, but charging is fast enough to make that painless. One caveat. Unlike some competitors, the 15T Pro doesn't have official water resistance certification, so it's best to be cautious with rain, pools, or spills. When it comes to stability, I used the 15T Pro for 5 consecutive days and didn't experience any serious bugs. HyperOS ran smoothly, apps opened quickly, and I didn't encounter constant lag or crashes. That said, it's fair to mention what long-term users have reported. Occasional autofocus delays, minor interface quirks, or brief stutters after updates. None of which are deal breakers but worth noting. These small variations are common among powerful Xiaomi devices and often get ironed out with software updates. In summary, the Xiaomi 15T Pro is the phone for those who want a high-performance Android with an exceptional display, long-lasting battery, and Leica-tuned cameras that deliver premium photo and video results. It's not the most compact or minimalist phone out there, but if your goal is to own a powerful all-around device for gaming, content creation, and entertainment, it earns its spot as one of 2025's most capable flagships. Among all the phones on this list, the OnePlus 13, priced around $820, is designed for users who want raw power, plenty of memory, and one of the most generous batteries for heavy use. It runs Oxygen OS, packs 16 GB of RAM, 512 GB of storage, and is powered by the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, built precisely for those who game hard and multitask constantly. In practice, that means titles like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball run at maximum or near maximum graphics, maintaining strong frame rate stability even during long sessions. With 16 GB of RAM, you can leave a game open, switch to Discord, browse the web, watch YouTube, scroll through social media, and jump back into your match, all without the system struggling to keep up. The display is a 6.78-inch AMOLED panel with a refresh rate of up to 165 Hz, higher than most of its rivals. That makes a noticeable difference both in gaming and in everyday use. In fast-paced or competitive games, movement feels ultra-smooth, touch response is immediate, and the phone reacts to your commands with zero lag. For movies and series on streaming platforms, you get sharp visuals, deep blacks, and rich colors with that signature AMOLED contrast. For sports fans, especially during the next World Cup, the combination of high resolution and a fast refresh rate helps make camera motion, player movement, and ball tracking look perfectly fluid. No motion blur during quick plays. On YouTube, whether you're watching 4K gameplay, reviews, or tech content, the experience is stunningly crisp, with legible text and clean details even up close. When it comes to size and handling, the OnePlus 13 is a large phone. It's 78-inch screen gives it a solid full feel in the hand. For users with larger hands or thicker fingers, that's an advantage. There's enough room to type comfortably, use virtual controls during gaming, and navigate freely. For smaller hands, it's clearly a two-handed phone, best used supported on a table, lap, or car mount. It's not made for constant one-handed use, but it makes up for that with an excellent display area for movies, reading, work, and editing photos or videos. The camera system includes a 50-megapixel main sensor in a triple lens setup. In day-to-day use, that means sharp images, rich colors, and solid dynamic range, whether you're shooting cityscapes, food, portraits, or nature. In well-lit environments, photos are ready to post straight to Instagram or WhatsApp without extra editing. At night, the image processing controls noise and handles lighting from street lamps, signs, and restaurant interiors well enough for good social media shots. The front camera matches the package with sharp selfies and strong quality in video calls, online meetings, and stories. For video, the OnePlus 13 supports high-resolution recording up to 8K, with good stabilization and clarity. That's great for creating Reels, TikToks, Shorts, or even more serious YouTube content. You get clean footage with fast focus and consistent color, while the large display helps frame and review shots comfortably. The battery is one of its biggest highlights, with a capacity of about 7,300 mAh. In real-world use, mixing social media, messaging, several hours of video streaming, music, browsing, camera use, and gaming, it's built to last easily through a full day, and depending on your habits, possibly more than one. For gamers or binge watchers, this bigger battery is a real advantage compared to many competitors that hover around 5,000 mAh. As for stability, the same caution applies as with other flagships. I used the OnePlus 13 for at least 5 consecutive days and didn't encounter any serious bugs. Oxygen OS stayed fluid. Apps opened quickly, and I didn't face crashes or major performance issues during gaming or camera use. Reports you sometimes see online, like minor bugs after updates, occasional app closures, or slightly higher battery drain in early software versions, are from long-term users who've had the device for months. I didn't experience those firsthand, but it's worth noting that, as with any powerful device that's frequently updated, performance can shift slightly over time, usually improving, though sometimes requiring small adjustments. In summary, the OnePlus 13 is the smartphone for anyone who wants an Android focused on speed, a large and ultra-smooth display, a big battery, lots of memory for heavy multitasking, and a capable camera setup for everyday photography. If your goal is to game a lot, watch plenty of video, follow World Cup matches directly on your phone, and still have enough battery to make it through a long day, this one fits perfectly in that category. If you prefer a more subtle design, far from the gamer aesthetic, yet still want high performance, a great camera, and extremely fast charging, then the Motorola Edge 50 Ultra, priced around $790, is a top option. It runs on Android 14 with a clean Motorola UI and packs a top-end chipset, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, with up to 16 GB of RAM and up to 1 TB of storage. In real-world use, this means you can install heavy games, download full seasons of Netflix, store countless photos and videos, record events or vlogs, and still have space to spare. Performance-wise, it handles games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, and others with high graphics and stable frame rates, especially if you're not always running brightness maxed and 120 Hz non-stop. The display is another highlight. A 6.7-inch POLED panel, some listings state 6.7, with resolution 1220 x 2712 pixels and refresh rate up to 144 Hz. For movies, series, and sports, including upcoming events like the World Cup, the screen delivers rich colors, deep contrast, strong definition, and smooth motion, making the viewing experience very premium. In terms of size and handling, the Edge 50 Ultra sits in the large phone category, but not at the extreme end of giant phablets. For average to large hands, it is comfortable. The height and width are manageable, making typing, navigating, or gaming comfortable. For smaller hands, it's best used with two hands or placed on a surface, but the payoff is the large canvas for streaming, gaming, and productivity. Camera-wise, the Edge 50 Ultra features a 50-megapixel main sensor, supported by additional rear sensors in a robust module. In daylight, you'll get sharp images, vivid colors, and enough detail for social media, travel photos, and urban scenes. At night, the night mode capabilities are good for the price tier, producing usable shots in low light. For video, the support for 4K at various frame rates, combined with good stabilization, makes it a solid choice for recording content like vlogs, travel clips, or gameplay recordings. Battery and charging are strong suits too. A battery listed at around 4500 mAh with ultra-fast wired charging, 125W, and wireless charging support 50W in some markets. In practice, blending social media, messaging, streaming, and moderate gaming, it will get you through a full day without stress. And if you need a quick top-up, the fast charger helps get back on track in minutes. In summary, the Motorola Edge 50 Ultra is a very compelling option for someone who wants an Android device with a refined aesthetic, high-end performance, a large and excellent screen for content and gaming, a capable camera setup, and ultra-fast charging. If you value all these and prefer a less aggressive design than some gamer phones, this one deserves strong consideration. Amid a sea of powerful Androids, the Google Pixel 10 Pro, priced around $790, stands out for those who value computational photography, AI integration, and the pure Google experience more than raw spec numbers. It runs Android 16 on Google's latest Tensor chip, with 256 gigabytes of storage. The focus here isn't brute force, it's intelligence. The Tensor platform was built for artificial intelligence tasks, optimizing camera processing, translation, voice commands, and predictive performance. In gaming, titles like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball perform smoothly at high settings with solid frame rate stability, especially if you're not maxing everything out constantly. For daily use, social media, messaging, navigation, banking, and camera, the system feels consistently fluid, with seamless animations and quick app switching. Its 6.3-inch OLED display, marketed as a Super Actua panel, runs Full HD+, 2340x1080. In real life, this means razor-sharp clarity and color calibration that's impressively natural. For streaming movies or series, you get deep blacks, high contrast, and true-to-life color without the oversaturation some rivals show. Watching live sports, including the upcoming World Cup, is excellent. The motion remains smooth, the ball tracks cleanly, and the grass and jersey textures stay crisp. On YouTube, 4K reviews, highlight reels, or tech videos look precise and readable, even with small captions. In size and ergonomics, the Pixel 10 Pro sits in a balanced middle ground. At roughly 15.3 centimeters tall, 7.2 wide, and 205 grams, it's neither compact nor oversized. For smaller hands, it's manageable, typically more comfortable with two hands or light support underneath, but its narrower width helps maintain control. For larger hands, it feels perfectly proportioned, plenty of room for accurate typing and secure grip. The flat screen minimizes accidental edge touches, and its slightly thicker body, around 9 mm, gives it a solid premium feel. The camera system is the Pixel's calling card, 3 rear lenses backed by Google's renowned image processing. Without diving too deep into sensor specs, The results rank among the best in this lineup. Daytime shots come out detailed, with exceptional dynamic range and balanced exposure across skies, shadows, and highlights. Colors are vibrant yet realistic, never cartoonish. At night, Google's Night Sight mode truly shines, producing clean, well-lit photos in bars, concerts, or street scenes while preserving texture and avoiding blown-out lights. The zoom performs impressively too, capturing buildings, stages, or distant details with precision. The front camera keeps that quality consistent. Sharp selfies, accurate portrait cutouts, and crystal clear video calls. For video, it records in 4K at multiple frame rates, 60, 120, and even 240 FPS in certain modes. Google's digital stabilization is superb, allowing you to shoot walking clips, travel scenes, or vlogs that look steady and professional straight out of the phone. Combined with Google's color science, footage often looks ready to post without extra editing. The battery, around 4,700 mAh, averages roughly a full day of mixed use. Social media, browsing, messaging, streaming, and photography. Heavy users filming 4K or gaming extensively may need a recharge earlier, but power optimization and AI-based energy management help stretch life efficiently. Regarding stability, during my 5-day test, the Pixel 10 Pro stayed rock solid. No major crashes, freezes, or camera issues. The occasional reports you see online, mild heating, higher drain after updates, or minor quirks in AI features, usually come from long-term users observing changes over months. As with any device deeply tied to AI features and frequent updates, the experience can evolve slightly over time, often improving as software matures. In summary, the Google Pixel 10 Pro is ideal for those who want the cleanest Android experience, top-tier computational photography, and tight AI integration in a balanced form factor. Its display is beautiful for streaming, sports, and YouTube. Its cameras are among the smartest in the game, and its overall usability fits perfectly between compact and oversized devices. If your priorities are photo quality, intelligent features, and Google's pure software vision, this one deserves a top spot in your 2025 shortlist. For anyone looking for a balance between strong performance, a high-quality AMOLED display, and cameras that are good enough for daily use, the POCO F7 Ultra, priced around $790, stands as the performance value pick of this list. It runs HyperOS, features 12 GB of RAM, 256 GB of storage, and uses a Snapdragon flagship class chip. In practice, that means heavy games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball perform very well at high graphics settings with smooth frame rates, especially if you fine-tune shadows or effects for long sessions. Day-to-day, switching among social apps, messaging, browsers, YouTube, and banking or camera apps feels fast and effortless, with minimal lag and plenty of multitasking headroom. The 6.67-inch AMOLED display offers Full HD+, 2340x1080 resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, and a pixel density around 526 ppi. The result is sharp visuals, crisp text, and vivid color reproduction. Streaming movies or series looks excellent, with deep blacks and high contrast in both dark rooms and bright indoor settings. Watching sports, especially the World Cup matches next year, benefits from the 120Hz refresh, keeping camera motion smooth, the ball tracking clean, and jersey and field textures well defined. On YouTube, 4K videos, reviews, and gameplay footage look crisp and detailed, free from visible pixelation or rough edges. In size and ergonomics, the F7 Ultra lands in the large phone category. Its 6.67-inch display and roughly 212-gram body give it a solid presence in hand. For larger hands or thicker fingers, that's an advantage. Plenty of space for typing comfortably, using virtual controls in games, and holding the phone securely in landscape mode. For smaller hands, it's better suited to two-handed use or resting on a table, sofa, or car mount. It's not meant for constant one-hand use, but that bigger size plays to its strengths for movies, games, reading, and full-screen content. The triple camera setup focuses on practical photography, daily shots, travel, social media, and quick moments. In good lighting, the F7 Ultra delivers clear images with lively colors and solid detail, ready to upload straight to Instagram, WhatsApp, or Facebook. At night, the night mode software reduces noise and enhances street, restaurant, or bar scenes enough for social use, though with that slightly processed look typical of Xiaomi and POCO models. The front camera performs well for selfies, video calls, and stories, with good sharpness and decent portrait separation. For video, the phone records up to 4K at 120 frames per second, great for fluid motion or light slow motion effects. For Reels, TikToks, Shorts, and Vlogs, it captures well-defined clips with strong color and sufficient stabilization for casual use, especially under good lighting. It's not the video king of the lineup, but it's a capable performer for its price class. The 5100 mAh battery is another major plus. In real-world mixed use, social media, web, messaging, several hours of video streaming, music playback, photos, and moderate gaming, it easily lasts a full day for most users. If you're a heavy gamer running high brightness and 120 Hz non-stop, you might need a quick recharge at night, but the fast charging support tops the phone up in short order. As for stability, I tested the POCO F7 Ultra for at least 5 consecutive days and didn't encounter any serious bugs. HyperOS remained smooth, apps launched quickly, and games ran without repeated crashes. Some long-term users online mention minor hiccups, small interface stutters, occasional focus hunting in the camera, delayed notifications, or extra heat during long gaming sessions. But those appear over months of daily use and updates. I didn't experience them personally, but it's fair to know that performance can vary slightly over time as new software builds roll out. To sum it up, the POCO F7 Ultra is built for those who want a powerful Android with a sharp, fast display for gaming, movies, sports, and YouTube, plus a reliable battery and capable all-round cameras. It's not the smallest or flashiest phone here, but if your priority is value and strong performance, this one absolutely earns its place in the lineup. For anyone who wants a phone that can handle gaming, work, streaming, and long days without breaking a sweat, the Realme GT7 Pro, priced around $850, is one of the most balanced all-rounders in this selection. It runs Android with Realme's lightweight interface and packs a Snapdragon Elite series processor clocked up to 4.32 GHz, alongside 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. In real use, that means demanding games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball all run beautifully at high settings with steady frame rates, especially if you fine-tune shadows or reflections during longer play sessions. Day-to-day performance is excellent too. Apps open fast, multitasking feels effortless, and you can jump between WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, browser tabs, and camera without slowdowns. The 78-inch AMOLED display delivers full HD+, 2340 x 1080 resolution and a 120 Hz refresh rate, producing a smooth, vibrant picture that's ideal for both entertainment and gaming. Movies and series look great, deep blacks, strong contrast, and saturated but natural colors that make animation and landscapes pop. For sports fans, particularly those watching the World Cup next year, the 120 Hz panel helps keep motion buttery smooth. You can follow the ball, the field, and player movement without blur. On YouTube, 4K videos, gameplay reviews, and tech content remain crisp and easy to read, even close-up. In size and ergonomics, the GT7 Pro sits firmly in the large phone camp. Its nearly 6.8-inch screen and slightly heavier chassis make it a substantial device in hand. For users with larger hands or thicker fingers, this is a plus. There's room to type comfortably, use on-screen controls, and hold it securely in landscape mode for gaming or video. For smaller hands, it's more comfortable with two-handed or supported use, sofa, table, car mount. It's not made for one-hand texting on the go, but it shines for immersive tasks. movies, reading, editing, or long gaming sessions. The camera setup features a 50-megapixel main sensor supported by auxiliary lenses and a 16-megapixel front camera. In bright light, photos come out detailed and vibrant, easily ready for social media, urban scenes, landscapes, food, portraits. At night, the night mode kicks in to reduce noise and keep street and indoor shots usable for Instagram or stories, though you shouldn't expect the refined look of higher-end flagships. The front camera holds up well for selfies, portrait shots, and video calls, offering realistic tones and solid sharpness. When it comes to video, the GT7 Pro can record in 4K at 30, 60, or 120 frames per second, letting you choose between cinematic smoothness or slow motion effects. For Reels, TikToks, Shorts, or travel vlogs, the results are bright, colorful, and stable enough for casual creators. Its electronic stabilization does a good job keeping footage steady when walking or filming handheld. Battery life is one of its standout strengths. With a massive 6500 mAh pack, it's designed to last. Under real-world conditions, social media, messaging, several hours of video, streaming music, navigation, and moderate gaming, you can easily go a full day and often into the second with lighter use. For gamers or binge watchers, that extra capacity means fewer midday charges and more time unplugged. Regarding stability and reliability, I used the GT7 Pro for 5 consecutive days and didn't encounter any serious issues. The Realme UI stayed fluid, apps launched quickly, and I saw no major game crashes or camera glitches. Some long-term owners online mention minor heat during marathon gaming, slight UI hiccups after specific updates, or marginally higher battery drain on early firmware, but these are typical for evolving Android builds. None of those appeared during my test period. To wrap it up, the Realme GT7 Pro is an excellent choice for anyone seeking a large, high-performance Android phone with a smooth 120Hz display, above-average battery life, and a solid camera setup for everyday photos and videos. It's a true do-everything phone, perfect for those who want to game, work, and stream all day long without constantly worrying about power or slowdown. Among all the models here, the REDMAGIC 10 Pro, priced around $950, is the one that screams pure gaming machine. Everything about it, from the design to the cooling system, was built for performance first, and everything else second. It packs 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage, and Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 processor, paired with a 6.85-inch AMOLED display, running at 1.5K resolution and a 144Hz refresh rate. In other words, this phone is tuned for maximum frame rates and speed. Games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball all run beautifully at the highest graphics settings, maintaining high and stable frame rates, especially if you activate REDMAGIC's built-in performance modes. It feels less like a smartphone and more like a portable console built to survive long gaming sessions with recording, Discord chat, and background music running simultaneously. When it comes to everyday use, social media, messaging, web browsing, streaming, and camera, the 10 Pro continues to deliver snappy performance. Apps open instantly, transitions are fluid, and lag is virtually non-existent. The trade-off, however, is in the design. This is a bold, unapologetically gamer-looking phone with sharp lines, LED accents, and a chassis that looks more like a handheld console than a minimalist device. The 6.85-inch AMOLED screen deserves special mention. With its 144Hz refresh rate and roughly 1.5K resolution, the viewing experience is incredible. Movies and shows on streaming platforms look deep and colorful, with blacks that truly disappear into the background and colors that pop off the screen. Sports fans will love it too, especially during the World Cup next year, because motion looks perfectly smooth. The ball glides across the field without streaks, and camera pans stay crystal clear. On YouTube, 4K videos, match highlights, gameplays, and tech reviews look razor sharp, even in small text and fast motion. In size and handling, this is a big and heavy phone, about 209 grams. It fills your hand completely. For larger hands or thicker fingers, that's actually great. There's room to rest comfortably during gameplay, use the shoulder triggers, and hold the phone horizontally without strain. For smaller hands though, it's a two-handed device meant to be used on a stand, sofa, or desk rather than one-handed on the street. It's built for gaming stability, not one-hand convenience, and you feel that immediately in the solid, angular design. As for the camera system, the REDMAGIC 10 Pro includes a 50-megapixel main sensor on the back and a front camera for selfies or live streaming. The philosophy here is clear. The goal isn't to compete with photography-focused phones, but to offer a good enough experience for everyday shots. In daylight, photos are sharp, colorful, and social media ready for Instagram or WhatsApp. At night, results remain decent for bars, concerts, or street scenes, provided you don't expect flagship-level image processing. The 4K video recording is clean and well stabilized, making it suitable for Reels, TikToks, Shorts, Vlogs, or travel clips. Battery life is another strong point. Depending on configuration, you're looking at roughly 5,000 to 6,000 milliamp hours. The specs list around 16.95 watt-hours of capacity, with 80-watt fast charging. In mixed use, social media, messaging, streaming, and some gaming, it easily lasts a full day. Heavy gaming at full brightness and 144 Hz refresh rate will drain it faster, but charging is impressively quick. Plug it in for a few minutes and you're back in the game with a large chunk of power restored. Regarding stability and reliability, I tested the REDMAGIC 10 Pro for 5 straight days and didn't experience any critical issues. The customized Android skin stayed stable. Major games opened without error, and the cooling system worked efficiently. Still, it's worth noting that some long-term users online report minor quirks, occasional compatibility issues with certain games, fan noise increasing over time, delayed notifications, or small translation errors in the software interface. These aren't deal breakers, but are reminders that this is a specialized gaming system, not a stripped-down Android build. In summary, the REDMAGIC 10 Pro is the phone for true gamers, those who prioritize high frame rates, smooth responsiveness, and aggressive style over subtle design. It offers an enormous and fluid display, top-tier power, a solid battery with ultra-fast charging, and a distinct identity that stands apart from every other phone on the list. If your priority is pure gaming performance and you don't mind a bit of extra bulk or attention-grabbing design, this is one of the best devices you can buy in 2025.